NBC Nightly News. Some small towns in America are torn over whether to welcome migrants as they look to fill thousands of jobs. While job openings are plentiful, some critics argue that migrant workers earning low wages lowers income for other citizens. So here we are once again where they're trying to conflate legal migration and illegal immigration, and once again saying, well, they're going to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do. It's all complete nonsense.
Major cities across America, officials say they've reached a breaking point, struggling to handle the record number of arriving migrants. But here
of arriving migrants, you mean illegal border hoppers? This is insane, and they will never acknowledge the idea that legal migrants and illegal immigrants are two totally different things. They will never do it. That's exactly what they want you to think. It's the same thing, right? A legal migrant who's been in America for 20, 30 years, who collected his money and took a test and showed up at the front door and got a loan and opened a business is the exact same thing as a criminal migrant who hopped over the fence and started shooting at security guards.
In small-town Fremont, Nebraska, where there are just 39 workers for every 100 job openings.
Oh yeah, we need them. We need them for more because they're going to fill the jobs that Americans don't. This is insane.
Some are encouraging even more legal migrants to come.
We need these people. We need this work done. This is what feeds the nation and the world.
Many of the openings are at this $500 million chicken plant, opened in 2019. Young locals often move away, leaving those slaughterhouse jobs to migrants like Vicente Hernandez. With Hispanic migrants, although it is hard, although it is heavy, they endure, he says. The difference with an American citizen is that every time he finds a job, when he sees it is hard, he leaves it, he says. Hernandez and his wife are also pastors to the growing Guatemalan community. Once this town of 27,000 was nearly all white. Now, 1 out of 6 are Latino. Since 2018, the school district added almost 800 non-English speaking students.
Wait. So since non-English, you mean, and we don't know. I truly don't know. Are they talking about legal or illegal? And obviously, illegal immigration has been a problem for a very long time. In fact, I believe Orange Man won on that all the way back in 2016. But non-English speaking in Nebraska, there's no way you can convince me this is not a hostile takeover.
Meatpacking is the biggest industry here in Fremont. The state's Chamber of Commerce says Nebraska needs to welcome more migrants to fill jobs like these.
And I've seen this firsthand, and I don't know, again, whether this is legal or illegal, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there was some sort of deal between the state of South Dakota, some meatpacking plant, and several countries, I assume, in Africa. So the migrants, and this is crazy too, because the locals in South Dakota, when I was there, did not like Kristi Noem because she was soft on immigration, but then she kind of, gained back the public trust by not going super heavy-handed with Rona. But that's a little bit of a different story. In South Dakota, they have hundreds, if not thousands, of migrants from all over Africa to work at meatpacking plants. And the strange thing about it is that most of them had the same birthday of January 1st in just different years, because wherever they came from, they didn't have a system in place to keep track of when these people were actually born. So something's going on here, and now they want to, and we've already seen it with Tyson, and there's been sort of a backlash and a boycott. I think Tyson was already poisoned to begin with, but either way, they want these illegals. Hey, we're back here, full circle at the Kelly Osbourne. Who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump?
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, no. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm saying.
But they want these migrants to go into these meatpacking plants and cut meat for, I guess, the American citizens that they hate so much. The news media hates. And of course, the migrants aren't too fond of them either, at least the ones in New York that are super entitled, and the only thing they know is to ask for money. Different story, kind of.
But some residents here are resistant to that change.
Voters backed a town ordinance twice, which says locals must tell the city that they are here legally before they can rent housing.
You're telling me you have to prove that you're a citizen before you can rent a place? Mind-boggling. In New York, you got to come up with 40 times the rent, proof of employment, tax returns, income, everything, including a rectal exam to rent a place. And now they're surprised that the migrants have to prove they're legal to get a place? This is crazy.
The city cannot always verify the information, but people say the law remains on the books to send a message. Councilman Paul Van Buren supports it.
Why was it brought up?
Citizens had asked the city council to do something because it was...
Why was it brought up? Why are you trying to make these people prove that they showed up here legally? Why would you do that? That's so mean. NBC is completely despicable. Now, I think, personally, obviously CNN, MSNBC, we all know about that. But ABC is among the worst with George Snoffalopoulos, whatever his name is. And NBC is obviously, they're all just so despicable. And that's why you got people on Rumble and YouTube and all this stuff, is because there is no authenticity. There is no credibility. The mainstream media lost it a long time ago, as we all know, obviously.
Pretty obvious that we were become a haven for illegals.
He argues slaughterhouses paying low wages to migrants lowers incomes for citizens and criticizes increased costs for migrant children at local schools.
The sheer pressure of bringing in numbers of people has resulted in a considerable burden to the taxpayers.
But City Councilman Mark Jensen, who's lived in the area since he was 10 years old, is against that ordinance.
And I've also noticed there's a connection with these city council members. They're all completely corrupt. They're the ones that said, oh, well, in New York, the police have to document every single interaction with the public, even after the mayor vetoed it. The city council also did something absolutely terrible that is eluding me at this particular point in time. But they are, along with the federal monitors, along with the top-down regime government, the city council members are, I don't know. I guess they earn money by destroying cities across the country and little towns like this.
Bad look for our city.
And he says Fremont needs to embrace change.
Immigration is crucial. A lot of people that live and grew up here don't stay. They move out. It's critical.
Oh, wait. So are we under the impression that there might be some replacement going on because the people are leaving your town and you're filling them in with illegals? That was a conspiracy, as far as I knew.
For us to have the people that we've got here.
Back at the church, Vicente tells us he regularly gets about 3 hours of sleep a night. But still, he and his wife Maria say they found their new hometown. Now I live the American dream, as they call it. I'm happy because...
How could she possibly be living the American dream when she doesn't speak a lick of English and this woman's pretending like she understands it? She's like, looks, speaking Spanish like Peggy Hill.
Su Pudenor. Yo poder ver que usted ser caballo razonable. Yo estoy muy embarazada por la que pasar por Lupe. Ella comer mi accidente de comión y yo no más quiera que hacer que Lupe ser libro. Yo tenor mucho demasiados buenos años enfrente para pasar mi vida en fábrica cigarros.
I have everything, she tells us.
State officials say they often have problems with undocumented workers using...
Undocumented workers. She got the memo, right? Bo jided and said illegal at the State of the Union, and he got absolutely dragged. So they all know that it's undocumented, right? So undocumented, migrant, asylum seeker, newcomer, new arrival, anything they can do to not say illegal. And it's the same thing with the cops. You see it in San Francisco and Oakland and even New York. They say, oh, well, we need more community policing and, gun violence prevention units. It's like, you mean the police. The level of manipulation with words is just through the roof with these people. But I hope, I pray they overplayed the hand and everybody can see through it.
Fake IDs. Just this month, 4 migrants were charged with using them to get slaughterhouse jobs. Lester?
All right, Julia, thank you.
absolutely insane. So they know it's all happening. They're illegal immigrants. They're using fake IDs to get these jobs in these little towns. It's not just New York. It's not just Los Angeles. It's not just Chicago. They're doing this everywhere. One more. Of course, Arizona, how could I forget, one of the huge entry points for the new coming asylum seekers that just want to work and they don't want to harm anybody or drag people on scooters or shoot at security guards. They just want to work. And here, I think what they're going to do is show, look, okay, it says, a weekly prayer vigil has taken place in Douglas, Arizona since the year 2000 to remember the migrants who died in Cochise County while trying to cross the border into the United States. So if it's that dangerous, maybe don't do it.
Douglas, Arizona. Diego Reyes. The street that leads you to Mexico. Germán Peralta Hernandez. Is the same path used to remember migrants who died trying to cross the border into the U.S.
So don't do it. Show up at the door with your paperwork and your cash, study up, and learn English, for Christ's sakes. Oh, it's so sad that they chose that. They literally chose that and want you to feel sorry for the decision they made.
Welcome to the Healing Our Borders Vigil.
Sweet purse, bro.
This vigil started in December of the year 2000. It has occurred every Tuesday since then.
I was hearing you when we were walking down the street, very passionate. Why do you do it every week?
I think it's important to remember these people. And I remember when I first came here, someone told me they would be glad when we didn't have to do this anymore. And I told them,
you don't have to, just like they didn't have to. Why are you trying to pretend that people are forcing this on you and then force them to feel sorry for what you chose to do?
I'm triggered.
Well, I hope we never quit. I hope we never forget these people, that we keep doing it even after the political crap is already dealt with.
In Douglas, Arizona.
Okay, this is wild. So perfect example of ABC compromised, the last video from NBC completely compromised. They're all absolute hacks. And you can see here in the comments, these people have total brain rot. It's leaking out of their ears, down their shirt, onto the floor. It doesn't make any sense. Y'all realize Arizona was once Mexico, right? So what? So what? I don't even know if that's true, but it doesn't matter. Maybe they just should come here legally. That makes a little bit more sense. The comment section was just as whatever. So, look, so sad to read the comments. The comments are absolutely insane, unbelievable. Such things are said about human beings, and there you go. They're like, well, it's just human beings. No human is illegal, man. This is a humanitarian crisis, and they completely ignore all of the criminal nonsense that these people are doing.